Hi everyone and welcome to episode 1 of The Hope Show. Collections are built on hope. Really apologize for my tardiness. I hate being late for things. I have no excuses. I was just disorganized. I massively apologize. So the first thing we're going to do obviously is going to address the chat scene as you have turned up, and we'll see what's going on. Okay, who do we got? Andre, Mondays are saved. Don't put that kind of pressure on me, Andre. Don't put that kind of pressure on me. Salutations to Shane and chat. Malaikum Abain, how are you doing? T-Ria is talking to Andre. Six Scale Gallery, hi everyone, looking forward to this one. We've got Marcus Winger here. I'm new here. Is this where I learned to pose my Deadpool and Captain America? I like posing, but I don't actually have any posing content really. I had a few videos called Figure Focus or something like that back in the day, but this is not a posing live stream. No, it's not. But maybe check out some of my my collection tours. You can see the poses that I have. I do a lot of kind of character poses. Sometimes get a bit inventive, but typically I like to have natural or character poses. Calvin is in the house. How are you doing? Jake is here. 12-inch Moose Stream is here. We got KS here. Speak of the devil. Calvin, how are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. You literally no rest for the wicked. You just straight back after country hopping and bang straight into the work, yeah?
I got to make up for the loss of my bank account. You know, leave it to my wife to just add on another country out of nowhere.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. You had a good time anyway, yeah?
I did. It was gorgeous out there.
Absolutely, yeah. It was a great time, and great to meet you as well. Thanks for jumping in, man.
Yeah, man. I'm really bummed that I missed yesterday's reunion. There was no Wi-Fi on the flight. And I stayed up for like 6 hours to wait for the time, and I'm starting to get set up. I'm like, why is my Wi-Fi not working? It's down. What do you mean it's down? Like, you guys have been advertising it for hours.
Now that sucks. So you're actually gonna join in from the plane?
I had my laptop set up. I was ready to go.
Oh man, that's commitment. Sorry to hear that. You were missed. Okay, I'm gonna address the rest of these chats, and then.
And real quick, Marcus was a Blitz homeboy, the one that went to dinner with us for 2 nights. That's Marcus in the chat. Marcus Winger.
Oh, sorry, right. So Blitz 0065 is Keith, and
right, and his homeboy that was with him, that's Marcus. So this is his first time joining, I think, in the 1-6 stream period. I think this is his first time.
Brilliant. So good stuff.
What up, bro?
I'll call him out when I see him. So if I see him, Marcus. That is the Marcus.
Right.
I see. Marcus, how are you, man? Good to see you again. Last time I saw you, I was dancing badly. But it was all good fun. I put some smiles on people's faces. Alright, I'm going to get through the rest of these chats. So, we got Empire Strikes Again. Phil, how are you doing? We got a channel member. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant, thanks for being here. Shout out to channel members, troopers and commanders. We got Keith, the 6-scale Padawan from Ireland. We have 12-inch Moose Stream absolutely calling me out for being late. Mr. T, you're officially tardy. Please report to principal's office. I have no defense. This guy, he's dead right. You were dead right to call me out on that. We got Andre in the chat here as well. We got channel member T-Ria, who is also at Star Wars Celebration. Shout out to you, my friend.
Shout out to T-Ria.
Yeah, absolutely. He was bringing those sweet treats. We got Ryan Smith in the chat.
He shipped me some.
Did he?
Yeah, I didn't realize he was in the Netherlands. So I was like, wait, you're there? Can you send me? I was like, I'll pay you. Can you send me some cookies?
Not all heroes wear capes. That's brilliant, man. That's brilliant. Shout out to T-Ria. We got Mugwump here as well. Brandon Salad, channel member. Brilliant. Thanks for being here. Shout out to you, sir. Phil the Fool, channel member. Shout out to you as well. Bubba Fettuccini, channel member. T-Ria, channel member. And back to Philip the Fool. Great to see you here. Mark P is in the house as well. KS is in the house. That intro, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll get stuck with the little demonetized thing, and then I'll have to I'll have to. YouTube has a tool where you've an option, you can cut it or you can just mute it. So I'll have to mute it after, whatever, you know. Yeah, Keith, you know your tunes, bit of Marilyn Manson, kind of old school Marilyn Manson. We've got a very nice intro, says Boba Fettuccine. Thank you, appreciate it. Love the new art intro, Ryan. Thank you, appreciate it. We're all slaves now in the dope show here, in the dope show. Well, the hope show. I'm trying to put a positive spin on a negative song title, so it's the hope show here. Collections are built on hope. We got Andre, great intro, thank you. I hope my wallet makes it through, especially with the May 4 coming. Yeah, say a prayer for you, man. Say a prayer for us all. Marcus, the legend himself, is in the house. Great to see you. We have, I'm trying to keep up with this. We got Tyria, Calvin, Mugwump. We got a new channel member. Shout out to you, sir, Mugwump. So I will be adding you to, if I can find it, I'll be adding you to the outro. The outro is up to date. And I'll be adding you to this outro tonight. Brilliant, thank you very much. Actually, it's a bit annoying. They tell me who becomes members, but I can't see who becomes troopers or commanders until I go back into YouTube Studio. So if you're a commander, I'm gonna be adding you to that that outro. And who else do we have? Shane, you bought me a beer. Marcus, you bought us dinner. Come on, this guy. Like, and that was nice IPA that night, actually. Shane is your first awesome. Shane is your first awesome. Oh, the first stream. Oh, I gotcha. Cool. Good stuff. We have Ian giving a direct order to Calvin, saying eyes on the road, Calvin.
Always.
That's funny. Moostream says, I'm your nemesis in many ways. Not at all. I'm just jealous that you have that 1989 Batwing. And a live stream. Ain't a live stream now. King Ding-a-ling. Andre, new channel member. Thank you, sir. Respect. Welcome to the ranks. Thank you. And we're up to date with the chats. Okay. So what are we actually going to be talking about? I'm going to outline basically what we're going to be talking about. Did you get a chance to see that Dark Knight?
I did. Amongst all the craziness, trying to land and get my bags and everything together, but my good old Frankenson's chat, they had my phone blowing up. So by the time I got to look at it, I had to scroll up to find it, but there it was.
Ah, I see. All right, so this is episode 1 of The Hope Show. Collections are built on hope. What I'm going to do is, the other content is going nowhere. I'm still going to do the focus live streams, but they're kind of impromptu. I kind of, a lot of the time there's not a fixed time for that. The focus is just when I feel like I want to jump on. Maybe there's a release, maybe there's an announcement, or maybe I just want to hop on and do a live stream. I have some idea. Whereas the Hope Show, I put up a poll on the community tab of my YouTube last night, and I gave people options, because the 2 times which I was available to do this was Mondays 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, or Tuesdays, and 2/3 of the voters came back. They said that Mondays suited them better, so that's why we're here on a Monday. So I'm going to try and keep the Hope Show a weekly, a weekly live stream to do with hot toys collecting, pop culture, movies, TV. So that is the plan. So welcome to the first episode. So what we're going to be talking about, first of all, welcome the new members. So we got Chuli, we have a Troopers. I'm going to go to the Troopers first. We got Chuli, Bendu Windu, what a name, Collector Joey, Ryan Smith, X-Man Supreme, T-Ria, shout out T-Ria again. And then the Commanders, we've got Philip the Fool, we've got 6-scale Padawan Keith. He specifically wanted the Scout Trooper because that's his favourite trooper. Mark Mitchell, William Owens, Brandon Salad, Empire Strikes Again Phil, Collecting Weekly, you may have heard of them, they're kind of a big deal, people know them. Boba Fettuccine. Alright, so new videos on the live stream. We've got my thoughts on 3PO, my thoughts on Vader, collection, Star Wars Celebration recap. This is a small video explaining the tiers between the differences between Trooper and Commander for the memberships. Again, shout out, thank you very much for people for joining. We have a Commanders only video. It's a video about the Vader price comparison, one for say 3PO, new streams in the channel, a chat about Mando, season 3 episode 7, Star Wars Celebration 2023 with Ian and Pete from OPAC Collecting Weekly. And then we had a really, really special one the other day. We had Visions, episode number 36, with the one and only Austin Nicholas, who myself and Calvin had the pleasure of meeting and spending time with him and his girlfriend Rachel over in London for Star Wars Celebration. Calvin, I haven't got you on Visions yet. You up for that?
Let's do it.
Cool. We'll make a time when if all kind of suits us. We'll have a proper Visions chat. We'll discuss the past, the future, and the past. I'm starting my use of my words. The past, the present, and the future of your collecting journey. All right. So what we're going to do today, we're going to say again.
No, I was saying, sounds good to me.
All right, good. Sorry, I missed the end of it. Yeah, so what we got to do is very quickly, we're going to touch on the Q1 highs, Q2 incoming, and then we're going to talk about CrossFit Bruce, as I've been naming this new Bruce Wayne with his very impressive jacked arms, in fairness. All right, so highlights of Q1. I'm going to start with you, Calvin. Did anything get announced or dropped in Q1 that you were particularly excited about? Like, what's been the kind of highlight of your year really so far in terms of drops? Anything come to mind?
Top of my head, no.
Off the top of your head, no.
I'm a bit delirious at the moment, so that could blame it on that.
Gotcha. So maybe I'm going to let the chat decide here. I'm just going to put up the Instagram here so I can go through some kind of ideas of stuff that was announced or dropped in Q1 of this year. So I think the Vader and 3PO, they were actually in Q2 because they got dropped in April, I believe. I think they get dropped just before Star Wars Celebration.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So in terms of things that were announced or dropped so far this year, well, we got Ahsoka was dropped this year. We got Luke as well was dropped this year. 2 amazing figures. Anyone else? What else we got in the chat? Maybe people have any thoughts on them? We might go back into this Facebook group and we'll just look back through that and make it a lot more sense. Okay, so we'll just scroll back through here and we'll see kind of things that were announced, dropped. So we got Vader, that was April, that was Q2. We got Shuri. Shuri was announced actually last year, I think. They just did the updates there. Same with the Mighty Thor.
Mace Windu.
Pardon?
Mace Windu, that was Q4, wasn't it?
I think he was, yeah, I think he was. So this Clone Trooper was dropped. I think that was actually very early in April, Q2. Looks pretty nice. I'm going back. I want to find some really exciting ones from Q1. So this was April 3rd. Oh, I thought this was actually... So When Wu was dropped just the start of April 3rd. Let's scroll back a good bit. I want to go back to kind of the start of the year and see, because I find that interesting. Like, all right, March 24. I'm not going to go all the way back, but I'll go back a good bit. I want to see there. I think we maybe talk about this Ahsoka. I think that's perfect, right? Because that's one of the really exciting ones for me. So what I've got here, I'll just share that now. Okay, right. Okay. So Calvin, are you getting the Ahsoka?
She's ordered, just hasn't come in yet. But I believe she's with a retailer that kind of tends to take a while to get to you. So I've been really trying to be real laid back about kind of just jumping on things since the end of Q4. So I figure things just come in as they come in.
I gotcha. Yeah, I basically stopped ordering from that retailer after the whole when I cancelled and got a refund for my Rooted Joker 2-pack. And at the time I had 2 figures fully paid off with them, and this is one of them. So this might make a nice Christmas present, I think.
Right.
Yeah, but
that's how I'm feeling about my Luke and my Joker with them.
Yeah. I think it's I'm done with them. New channel member, 12-inch new. I'm just going to call him the Nemesis. The Nemesis. I know. In all fairness, I'm just extremely jealous of that Jazz Inc. 1989 Batwing. Welcome to the ranks. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
I really wish she would sell that back out. Stop tempting me. There's my look on there and it's still available. I'm like, I want it.
Oh, there's some still available, is there?
Yeah.
Do you have space for it?
I'll make space.
I love it. I love it. I love
it might go in the garage.
Just going to take a quick look at this. One of the highlights of my Star Wars celebration was the fact that we were at the main stage when they played the Ahsoka trailer. That was pretty damn cool. I really, really liked that.
The buzz in the building was ridiculous.
Exactly. I felt that. I thought that was pretty cool to be at a big event where they're dropping, a trailer for a big event. And she was like in the building for some of those days as well. And they haven't changed the outfit from what I understand. So this is a bit of a unique one. You could watch this show in August and have the figure there, as opposed to watch it in August and have the figure announced and then drop in 18 months,
Right.
So this is one of my most anticipated. I'm gonna go see CFLs on this, I think.
I was actually gonna hold back and just have her kind of pose with them hanging on her belt. This was one of the ones I was gonna scale back from, but damn it. Now I want it.
That sounds like a clever financial decision, I'd say, Calvin.
Like I said, my problem is just everyone needs its own individual plug, and trying to run all those wires, that's just getting hectic.
Yeah.
I've got like 12 of them now, so I've been trying to find creative ways to make them look like they're about to be lit without actually having them CCFLs. Because you can't have one and not have the rest of them lit up. If you're going to light it up, you got to do it right.
That's fair. She's only going to get jealous if she has the two sabers and none of them are lit up. I love this, and I'm really looking forward to it. I was looking forward to it before because her episode of The Mandalorian is one of my favorite out of all the Mandalorian episodes. But I'm really looking forward to it more now because of the trailer. Yeah, she's just one of those standout episodes from Mandalorian up there. Return of Luke or the Boba Roba 2-pack when he gets his armor back. Or that's just this is one of my highlights. But I want to kind of like, I see Brandon Salad in the chat mention another one. That was a lot of. Ooh, I'm gonna get. Come on. This is going nuts here. Why is that? Get out. It won't let me skip. That's annoying. Sorry, folks. That's really weird. It won't actually let me exit out of Facebook when I click the X button. Alright, I'm just going to have to close it and reopen it. Not to worry. Sorry, folks. Okay, right, we get back into this. Okay, so another one there that Brandon Salad, I think, put into the chat was he's really excited about the Falcon cap. Is that one that you have an interest in?
Very much so. Actually, I was a little disappointed this morning. Before I left to go do my pickups, I made myself. I basically just drove the truck to UPS store and picked up my packages. They had been already sitting there for over a week. And with Alter Ego, I had the Batman, Wonder Woman, and Sam Wilson, not knowing which one that they delivered. And I cracked the box open real quick, and it's Batman. Not sad that I have it in hand, but I was really looking forward to getting that cap.
Which Batman did they send you?
The big beefy one, the XE suit from the video game.
Right. Yeah, I gotcha.
The what was that? The Mr. Freeze suit.
I gotcha. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that. It being that, but
you thought it was this, yeah?
Yes, I was like, that's not it.
Yeah, this one is. I think this one's spectacular. Like everything, like the colors, the shield, the head sculpt. I think they've nailed the likeness.
Oh, those wings are amazing. Because I have the Silver War version, and I think these wings are even bigger than those.
And they're articulated as well, aren't they?
Right.
Yeah, this is pretty spectacular. I think it looks better as a figure than it did on the show.
Right.
This is very cool looking. So I wanted to see, just go down to the chat and see what other people are saying. So H and Silver Fox, Mars Toys, the prank villain, easy the best drop. I think a lot of people would agree with you. We've got Mugwump. So 12-inch Moose Stream says for first channel members. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, man. That is hats off. Literally, hats off. Thank you. Welcome to the ranks. So we got Mugwump, channel member who Keaton Batman. We got to take a look at that. You wouldn't be anti taking a look at the Keaton Batman, would you?
Not at all. My favorite Batman.
So he's like, if you had to rank them, he's your number one, yeah.
Yeah, 6 years old in '89 in the theater. Yeah. He was my first one.
You can't argue with that. So the Batman '89 movie was, I don't think I'd be collecting if it wasn't for that, and it was the first movie that, or film, as I would say, isn't that right, Michael? Michael Hannon, and I think Michael is 12-inch Moose Stream. That's his real name, I think, Michael. But he a few of them make fun of me for saying film because the way my accent is. But yeah, it's the first movie that I ever remember like loving. Like, so, oh, this looks so good. Are you going deluxe?
I went deluxe, and then I'm going deluxe. I've already reached out to a commissioner of mine in the UK. He's doing some like the bunker piece for my Nightmare Batman and another Justice League piece.
Gotcha.
And then I've hit him. I want him to do the Throne as well as the Vault for '89. So I've already reached out to him, but somebody has him doing the full cave all together. So he's doing a full cave with the base, the back computer, and all that. So I'm waiting to see how that comes out. I don't think I need that much though, but I've already reached out to him. As soon as this dropped, I was like, "Hey, Steve, I need that."
Yeah, I went deluxe on this, and I don't really have space for vehicles, but I had to make an exception for the '89 because even though like Bale's my favorite Batman and that trilogy my favorite, but like the nostalgia, Keaton wins there. And when I think Batmobile, I do think the '89. But you already have the '89, do you? Or
I don't. I've got a Justin Mobile and the BVS vehicle.
Gotcha.
That Batmobile.
And
it's the same thing, but one with weapons, one without.
I see.
And Tumblr's on the way, as well as '95 and '89.
I see. So the '89's coming too, you said?
Yes.
Shout out to Collector Joey. And I want to see what other people are saying. Phil the Fool said, also waiting on my Ahsoka from a local retailer. Good stuff. I hope it arrives soon. Shane, I got a Ahsoka delivered by TW in 4 days. Their inconsistency drives me crazy. Yeah. Are you on? You must have got like the first batch. First batch of lies. I think I got the second batch of lies. But I'll be waiting for it. I email them once a day. Hey Daisy, what's up? Any chance you could send me that? But I did pick second batch because it's just cheaper, obviously. But they're saying June, so we'll see. 12-inch Moose Stream says, I command you all to buy the '89 Batwing. It's only 2,800 before VAT. That's funny. King Dingaling, with all the reveals, does that mean perhaps we will start seeing release dates pushed out to 3 years upon a reveal? I actually think they're getting quicker. I think during COVID you were nearly thinking 2 years was standard, and some of them were like really delayed, like Loki, Endgame, Cap, Cable even. But then they pulled it back a bit recently. There's some figures there. The Shiny and the Clone Pilot, they're out less than a year. They were announced, I think it was May 4th last year, and they got released before May 4th this year. Granted, they don't have head sculpts, but still, if you get an R2 or a 3PO in the next few weeks, then could be game on, especially if you start seeing figures with head sculpts arriving within a year. I think that'd be the real test there. Andre says, I'm doing nothing crazy with the poses for Ahsoka. going to use kid gloves with these arms. I'm 100% behind you. Absolutely. Just want to do a quick run through these. Just some of these albums that Hot Toys have posted up, because kind of going back as far, I think the 1989 Batman brings us back as far as about February. That's not looking through the albums. I want to be quicker if I go albums here, so we get back a bit. Yeah, that Mark 6, my favorite armor. That's a pretty nice one. Actually, I think one of the most exciting releases / announcements this year was the Bane. I was blown away by that. I think it looks super. I think that was the most excited I was about anything. Mace Windu, I can't get a date on this. I think you're right. I think Mace Windu was late Q4, I want to say. Yeah, it was December 30. It was just before New Year's. That makes sense. I'm going to take a quick look at this Bane before we take a quick look at what's coming Q2, what people are looking forward to. And Mark 4 is a big highlight there. You go messing with this Bane, Calvin?
As of right now, I'm not. I mean, about 3-4 months prior to, I had gotten that code with Collecting Weekly for their 10% off, and whoever their retailer is had like one last Bane, and I got a third-party one with him, which looks good actually.
I see.
So I got that one, but this one, he comes with the leather suit from the motorcycle heist. So I was like, well, I could put that other coat on.
Yeah.
If I go with that, so.
Yeah, the some of those third-party Banes, I had a third-party Bane, but like this one, I do think looks better, so I sold it. But some of those third-party Banes they're pretty damn good. Like, IC Customs, is that the name of the place that does your diorama work from the UK? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan
Steve
Smith
over there is doing some amazing pieces.
Yeah, that's Ryan Smith was just saying that's what it was. We got Tremble Dust saying, I'm leaning towards deluxe with Keaton Bats. If the back computer drops, I don't know. I think that's coming. Keaton was the first decent film, or TV especially, after realizing the 66 Batman was a camp fest. I realized at the age of 13 it is the first TV comedy without a laugh track. That's quite funny. Yeah. Mike Fela, I gotta grab a shower before heading out. Make sure you speak up. Focus, by the way. Sorry for getting everyone hot and bothered by that. I love it. Favorite announcement for PO, probably Bane. You know what? I think I'm right there with you, Brandon. Because when I look through all of these albums that they have here, that the that Hot Toys have on their albums page, I'm going right back here, and I think if I go back as far as Mace Windu, that's the 30th of December. So then, yeah, because your one from Mantis was just coming up to Christmas. So in terms of announcements, I'm looking at all these little icons here. I suppose the DeLorean was a big deal, but of course we know how that is going, unfortunately. Yeah, the Bane. I think the Bane was the biggest announcement. I love that Mark 6 as well, but because I have a Mark 6, I'm not parting with it. I'm not guaranteed to get that, although that gantry is superb. But the Bane was a no-brainer. That's locked in. The Batman Deluxe and 89 Batmobile locked in. Very exciting announcements. In terms of releases, I love the Ahsoka. I'm looking forward to that. Love the Luke. Looking forward to that. And that Dark Knight quarter scale. Picking them up. Most of them are kind of paid off or whatever. But yeah, there's some very, very exciting announcements basically. What are you looking forward to over the next Q2, over the next few months, Calvin?
That's coming out. What do I have ordered? I don't know. Some of these, my Twin Studio Selena Kyle Catwoman for Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, you're getting the 6 scale one, yeah?
Yes. So that's why I hadn't went with the hot toy version. So she'll be laid out over the bike. So that statue, my Detective 1000 Prime One, looking for that piece to come in soon. What else?
Yeah, that's that Queen Studios piece. That's pretty impressive, and that's 1/6 scale as well, isn't it?
Right, and they had a third that came out. And I believe that was rooted hair on that one. I was like, yeah, I don't need her that big in my room. That's taking up a lot of real estate. My wife be like, "Who the hell is that?"
Yeah, she'll be like, "This is just getting weird now." All right, I'm gonna talk. We're gonna try to figure out if I'm in Sideshow here now, and I filtered it by Hot Toys pre-orders. And if I click newest and I go to the other end, yeah, so newest there is Bale and C3PO and Vader. But if I go to the back of that, it should be ones kind of expected to drop soon, and I think it is. Cyborg anytime now.
Cyborg, I keep forgetting about my Cyborg.
Yeah, so we've got Wonder Woman is out. Scarlet Witch, I don't know where she is. I don't know where she is, but everyone's waiting for her. Ahsoka's out. Cap is out. Mark 1's out. Mando, Chrome Mando's out. Mandalorian Luke is out. Wenwu, Shang-Chi is out.
Shockingly, Sideshow hasn't gotten their Mark 1s. I actually just checked out this morning. I was like, have you guys gotten these in yet? They're still pre-ordered on there. Both versions.
Interesting. Silver Centurion's out. So this Marty and Doc must be due in the next few months. Carnage. Yelena, she seems to be on pre-order forever. Infinity Ultron's out. That Loki looks great. And Sylvie, they should be dropping. Quarter Scale Bats is out. Jessie is out. Fennec Shan, I know Leal wants 3 of them, so...
Yeah, after seeing her that last the other weekend, I think I want one now too.
Yeah, yeah, and you see there was a really good cosplayer of her going around.
Yeah, looked really good.
Tina, you're probably getting 3 of them, yeah? You still there?
Me?
Yeah. Are you getting 3 Tinas?
No, I'm not getting 15.
Yeah, I don't think you're getting 1. So what else we have? This Venom. The Catwoman I heard was pushed. She was due to come out, but she's been pushed back to like the end of the year or November or something like that. It's crazy. Okay. Right, so just going to take a quick look at what the chat are looking forward to. And then we're going to move in. We're going to talk about CrossFit Batman. Okay, Tremble Dust is talking to Mike. Ryan Smith, channel member. Yeah, with you on the Bane, 100%. 12-inch Moose Dream, new channel member. I bought 11 figures since Thursday. My God, I'm making it rain. Payden23 saying hello, everyone. Andre saying, should be getting my DeLorean tomorrow. Nervous about what state it's in. I will light a candle for you, my friend. But I hope it's good. Wanda Watch. Tremble Dust, there's a few people out there on Wanda Watch. Tremble Dust also says Venom should be coming. And Phil says, looking forward to Casca. I hope the head sculpt turns out as good. I'm not actually getting her, but I was really, really impressed by that head sculpt, Phil. Alright, so let's switch over and take a look at the main focus, pun absolutely intended, of this live stream. So we're watching, if you just joined us, you're watching episode 1 of the Hope Show. Collections are built on hope, and we are just going to just basically join us in time if you just joined in, because we're going to be talking about this Hot Toys Batman Armory with Bruce Wayne. This is a 1/6 scale collectible set, obviously from Hot Toys, but it looks at things. You get an armory that lights up by USB from The Dark Knight Rises. It's the kind of a translucent one. You have the second suit from the trilogy, the DX19 style suit which has been the cause of a little bit of upset in the community today because it's better than the DX19 and they pulled a Chrome Mando by showing us the old and showing us the new. But you could argue that that's just good marketing as well. I mean, the iPhone 14 comes out and then the iPhone 14X or S or whatever comes out, and naturally they compare because they want to sell more product. This is going to continue. They're going to do 2.0s, 3.0s, 4.0s, reissues, whatever. That's just the way it is. So if you're in the game for numbered, exclusive, rare releases, it's probably not the right game. Calvin, I gotta ask you straight off the bat, the first thing I want to talk about is I have the DX19 and I love it. I gotta quote Conor McGregor here, like, who the fuck is that guy?
I don't know, but I think I've heard. I think
do you think
said
this
it.
is
I've heard
good?
a few other people say it. From what I see, it looks like it's a American Psycho.
Yeah, he looks like he's just finished his skincare routine and hasn't taken off the mask.
Yeah, I feel like this belongs in my horror collection display as opposed to my Batman collection.
Do you know what it reminded me as well? Have you ever seen Vanilla Sky?
I've never gotten past the beginning of it, so I need to. That is on the list. I need to watch that.
Well, Tom Cruise's character, I think he's in a car accident. He has reconstructive surgery done on his face or something like that, and I think he wears a mask, and underneath it's kind of like his face looks a bit disfigured. Okay. It looks like Bale was in an accident and then he's had reconstructive surgery done, because you can see it's Bale, you can see what they're trying to get to,
right.
But it's not all the way. It's not. I don't think this is a good sculpt, and like I should be biased towards this. Like, this is my favorite trilogy. Bale's my favorite Batman. Like, Christian Bale, he's a handsome man. This is not a handsome person on the screen, though. You know what I mean? Whatever they've done here. I don't know, is it the lighting or just a bad sculpt, or it looks very, very strange. Like, I've heard people say that they really like this head sculpt. I don't see it. I really like. I know it's Bale, but I'm hoping maybe they tweak this and possibly it's like if you take a photo of someone on Instagram and you use the filters and you put the sharpen up and the structure up, it kind of adds unnecessary detail to their face and makes them kind of look a bit withered sometimes.
Right.
Whereas that's what I think this is something to do with. I think I don't think it's all lighting or all Photoshop trickery. I think it's just the sculpt needs work. They've J&D'd him. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, did you see those old J&Ds? They had like the 2-pack, the kind of statues, they're third scale.
I did, yes. Yeah, this needs some work. My question is, as great as some of the scopes that they put out, why not just wait before dropping this? Like, no one was expecting this right now. We're all looking for, 4th anniversary stuff to come out. So why not just hold on to it, get it right, and then release it? Now, I understand it's a prototype still, but they could have did some work on that.
Yeah, it's because, I don't mind that they've taken the DX19 and made it better. I think it's unusual. The timing is unusual, but that's just Hot Toys, isn't it? You're right. Like, we're thinking, okay, where's the rest of the 40th anniversary Jedi stuff? But the DX19 improvement, they don't bother me. I think it's very, very, very close to the last release. They've done a Mando. We've seen this before. We will see this again. So it doesn't bother me in that sense. You don't have to buy it. Like, you can vote with your wallet. That's the best way. Because they don't care about your Facebook post. They don't care about your Instagram post. They don't care about your TikTok dance you're doing. They don't care about your rant. They just don't. They care about the money. Right. So, like, if you're like, don't want to support this, just don't buy it. But this here, like, it's something I'm interested in. But the two things I'm concerned about are, will they fix that head sculpt? And the second thing is, I don't want that plastic, transparent armory coming out like a Tupperware lunchbox. Because some of the footage from, I think it was San Diego Comic-Con, it did look very plasticky, and it didn't look like acrylic would be better for this, I think, kind of glassy or see-through, but I'd be a bit concerned about that. What do you think of the I think the arms look great, man. I think
from the neck down. Now, the only thing that had me irritated once I heard earlier. It's a power pose piece, so it's not an
Mm.
actual figure. It's basically a standing statue at 1/6 scale.
Yeah, and I have a counterpoint to that. Okay, I'll tell you what. Do you know the way the Hot Toys just did the quarter scale version of this, and people were like really praising them because it included a little extra bust. So what you could do is if you had the cowl on the quarter scale figure, you could put the head sculpt and display that next to it on the bust, and people were like, okay, hats off for them for doing that. They did the same with I think the second Venom. So here they've gone a step further, I think, and they've done that but given us a full body, because the star of the show is the Armory, and obviously the accessories and the DX19 now, which is basically a figure because they'll swap out hands and it's an articulated figure. But I think maybe the issue is if they had said Batman Armory, but they've said Batman Armory with Bruce Wayne, you kind of expect Bruce Wayne to be the main figure maybe. Whereas this is, like you said, it's a glorified power pose. But I think it looks pretty cool though. I'm not going to lie. Like I am interested in this. I want to see the finished product before I pull the trigger on it. I think it'd be a gamble.
Same here.
I think it'd be a bit of a gamble pulling the trigger. And then it turns out like this, and I'm like, that face is a bit of an eyesore. Do you know?
Right.
Oh, that's a stunning shot. That is stunning.
Mm-hmm. Especially because I had already planned to have basically a Batcave display with each one of my Batman, wanted to find out that it's you guys.
You're breaking up there, Calvin. You're kind of chopping in and out there. What was that? Yeah, you're still kind of cutting in and out. I didn't get that last sentence or two.
How about now? Any clearer?
Yeah, that's better. Sorry, you were cutting in and out there for a minute. What were you saying?
I was saying that I had already planned to have a Batcave display with each one of my Batman, 89, Kilmer, you break it down that way. And so I wanted this to go next to my Tumblr, in that display. But this, like I said, the 565 and the power pose piece, I'm like, you could have kept that, the Bruce, and just gave me the, what I was looking for, the Armory.
They could have sold it for $450 or $420. Right. Yeah, I guess. I have to say though, I do applaud them for doing something different. If the head sculpt had been nailed,
I probably wouldn't be so upset about it.
Yeah, we'd be having a different conversation now. I don't really mind the sculpted arms because that is the pose. I mean, I had the even if you want to look at him here, or so that's not him. Oh, sorry, I had I thought I had it there. I didn't actually have it. But there's the pose when he is actually when he's talking to Alfred, you can see the armor in the back, and he has his arms crossed like that. So if they nailed that, it would have been. It's a different conversation. I really like the improvements that they've done. I'm gonna flick through to some of them. Where I'm at now is I have the DX19. I had two because I have the Batpod, and my idea was pose one next to the purple coat in art rooted Joker and pose one on the Batpod. Because I made the silly mistake of putting the Batman near the Batpod day one. I was like, yeah, you're never leaving that. But I sold one of the DX19s because I was like, okay, if InArt do a DX19 and it's the same standard as the rooted Joker or whatever, I won't be able to say no. But now I'm like, okay, this is my plan now. This here on screen, we probably won't see this for 12 to 18 months, probably 18 months, probably close to 18 months and 12. In the meantime then, if InArt are going to do this or do a version of that, surely we'll see prototype images within the next 12 to 18 months. So that means we can still hold off, wait until we see the main product, assuming they don't sell out. And then if InArt show you something mind-blowing in the meantime, we can make an informed decision. That's personally how I'm going to play this, because yeah, I want to see the finished product here. because that angle looks pretty good. Still something up with the head. That looks pretty good. I think the sculpted arm, I think they've done a really good job on his physique. Just certain angles, just more so than others. Just, I think this will soften a bit, and I think that's all it needs. Softens a bit. Bob's your uncle. Because he did look noticeably older in The Dark Knight Rises, but he didn't look J&D older. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, the cowl. On the left we have the new images, on the right we have the old images, the DX19, which is still a fantastic figure. Like, I didn't walk into my collection room after work today after seeing this going, oh, the DX19, oh. I just still look at it going, yeah, that looks awesome. Like, so the cowl is better, the nose is different, the mouthpiece is wider, apparently more screen accurate. Then on the back, then you notice that on the left here, the shoulder pad things on the back, which probably house the backpack, they're a bit skinnier, whereas on the right, the DX19 are a bit different shape. The back of the neck piece is a bit different as well. There's a lot more detail here and a bit of a slightly different color gradient on the carbon fiber parts, the kind of grey gunmetal parts, we'll say. It does look fantastic. Really, really like that. And then there seems to be a little difference with the belt. And this is a big difference. I heard Justin talk about this a few times. The cowl, or sorry, the gauntlets here, the gloves fit underneath the gauntlets here. That's a big deal because I remember Justin got on about that with the DX19. I think the quarter scale, they didn't even get that right, I believe. And on the right then you have the kind of DX19 style. It's a minor thing, but it makes a difference, more screen accurate. So that is still pretty cool. I like that they've done that eventually. And then there's a dew-like texture. Interesting to see how they pull that off. I'm going to address some of these comments here. Ryan Smith says, I don't think the sculpt is a million miles off. Just needs some tweaking. Yeah, you know what, Ryan? I'm a big advocate for the numbers in between 0 and 10. Like, a lot of people will say, oh, this is crap. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. Oh my God, this is absolute junk. It's trash. And then other people will be like saying about the same thing on, oh, it's a 10 out of 10. It's the best thing since sliced bread. But there are numbers like in between 0 and 10, there's numbers 1 to 9. So it's like, I don't see this as like, oh my God, it's trash. But I'm not going, this is a home run, because it's not. It's not. I don't think it's a 10. I don't think it's a 9. I think it's an 8. I think in or around the 6, maybe a 7 is probably the best thing I can give this. But if it softens a bit and it gets refined, as Costa said, it has potential to be a really, really good one. Completely agree with Costa. I do think this will be refined. It could even be just, even if it softens, it would benefit it. Andre, I forgot to shout out all my UK brothers and sisters. Zavi got £20 off Hot Toys Iron Man Midas today. 259 currently if anyone needs one. Good looking out. Thank you. And thank you, channel member Andre. Tremble Dust. He looks like after Bane broke his back and apparently blew fire in his face. He looks like when my teenage daughter goes out in a dress that resembles a belt. What? I do not get that one, Ian. Did I read that wrong? He looks like when my teenager goes out. I'm just going to move on from that one. I bet you're chuckling away to yourself, Ian. I need to start proofreading these before I read them out loud. But hey, if people, it will be improved or like it is, who might say different. I was a little disappointed that the Bruce Wayne was a power poise. Yeah, I can see the disappointment, but I think you're recreating a scene there. With that, I can live with it. I can live with it. The expression probably doesn't help. Should have maybe gone with a closed mouth. Possibly. Brandon Salad says, I honestly think the sculpt looks fantastic. Yeah, fair enough. Like everyone, we're all entitled to our opinion. It's all subjective here. Appreciate the differing opinions. Jonathan M thinks the sculpt looks great. The whole thing is USB powered. Yeah, which is definitely a plus. I think the arms have too much definition. He had just returned from 8 years of retirement. He wouldn't be that buff. They do look very defined. Now, if you do look at the kind of accompanying photo, if you Google Dark Knight Rises, and that photo will come up and he's standing in front of the transparent armory, he does have a lot of definition in his arms. But that goes back to my point about, I think they've over sharpened and over-structured some of these photos to make them, these extra lines appear, which would make him look more defined. But it's a fair point. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm digging this Bruce Wayne pose. I really like the pose. It's different. Seamless arms are great. I agree. I heard the knee has joints. Is that true? I was trying to figure that out, and I don't have an answer to that question. I'll click in and I'll show you, because it was hard to, I think there's a better photo than that. Yeah, this one. It's hard to figure out because I can see the quad coming down here above the knee, and that just looks like definition, but it's really defined there, so it actually does look like a joint there, but I'm not sure. I don't think so, because if you look at the brace here on the right, on his left leg, I don't think you'd be able to bend that knee with that brace on it. I could be way wrong there now, but he has back joints. The better to break you with. I should have seen that coming. If the Bale statue were a real figure, set would cost 700, probably. I do wonder if there'll be another version of Bale in his grey suit with the cane. The original Armory had multiple releases. Yeah, that is a very good point, because you get the Armory with the I think it was a DX12, or you could get the Armory with the DX12 and Bruce Wayne, or you could get the Armory, Bruce Wayne and Alfred. That's a really good point. I was thinking that earlier on as well. What's up, Ash Chase? How are you? Just trying to catch up with some of these. Mugwump, what chance the updated suit gets its own release? Stranger things would happen, but I don't know. I don't see it. Off topic, Phil wants to know, is that your own rig, Calvin?
Yes.
That's his own one.
It's got my name on the seat. Low key.
Oh yeah?
I don't know if you guys can see there or not. But...
Ah, I see, low key. Yeah, brilliant. That's bougie, man.
Hey, Captain C.
Yeah. Costa coming in saying it states non-articulated figure in the description, so they're calling it non-articulated, so it's just call it a little statue. Yeah, I think this is a kind of a glorified head sculpt holder in a way. I think it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool. I do like that. I do like the pose. I like the physique. I like the knee brace, but I like the idea that you can create that scene. But I think it comes back to myself and Calvin were talking about. I'm going to wait and see the finished product, I'd say. Tom Daly says, hey dude, how are you? Ren Tarantino is here. Talented artist. We're up to date with the chat. A little statue. Yeah, it's kind of like a little statue. It's an unarticulated figure. Isn't an unarticulated figure a statue then? Like, you know, what's the difference between
fancy wording?
Yeah, unarticulated figure. You gave us a statue. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's with anything Dark Knight, I can't rule it out. I'm always interested. Like, there's no like no. It's always I'm either getting it or I'm thinking about getting it. And this is in that I'm thinking about getting it because I still like this, even if it's unarticulated. Even though I know that I think the head sculpt needs some tweaking. Even though he looks like a CrossFit gym instructor, hey, that's what he's wearing during the scene. And I do like the tweaks to the DX19 suit because this is my favorite suit. Even the cape sits a bit nicer. Just fix that head sculpt and we're in business. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that concludes us. Do you want to add anything in, Calvin?
No, I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited that it came out. I just want to see what this end product looks like. And if it comes with any possible discounts down the road.
Yeah. Nothing is immune to discounts at the moment, but things are changing all the time. Like, we don't know what it's going to be like in 12 to 18 months. Like, it could be, if the whole waitlist wars that are going on at the moment, if that's because Hot Toys are actually producing less quantities, then that means it's not going to be sideshow effect. It's going to be like the Hong Kong resellers, and everyone will be affected. But I think I'm going to cross that bridge when I come to it. I might have to get stung or two in the meantime, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. All right, Calvin, thanks very much for dropping in. I'm going to keep this one nice and short. No problem, man. Anytime. It's good to see you again, and good to see you as you got back in one piece. But yeah, we'll sort out an episode of Visions, and we'll get that done. Massive shout out to the 39 people watching. If you enjoy the content, make sure you like. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do so. Also, feel free if you want to join and become a trooper or a commander in the channel membership. It kind of unlocks extra perks and stuff like that. So massively appreciate it, and thank you very much to all the new subscribers and new channel members. And yeah, we're out of here. So see you, folks. Thanks very much for tuning in, and see you later. Where is my outro? Come on, get my outro. There we go. All right, see you, folks.